How does true healing unfold? Real healing, the kind that endures, only begins when a mentor of the divine stops blurring the lines between shadows and substance, between fleeting mirages and solid truth. If they tangle with a student over a fleeting notion, poking at it, trying to unravel its flaws or expose its emptiness, they're only anchoring it deeper. Gloom inevitably follows, for they've convinced both themselves and their student that they must wrestle free from something solid. But that's a fool's errand. Truth doesn't shift, and fleeting notions are just wisps of smoke. If they weren't, liberation would be nothing more than a recycled fantasy dressed up in new rags. Yet this vision of freedom carries a fresh pulse. Its power isn't in its shape, but in its essence. The cornerstone lesson for the divine's mentors is to meet these mirages with a steady calm, untouched by frustration. Only then can they reflect their own unshaken truth. Through them, the sacred breath can whisper of the divine's child, their timeless, untarnished core. It can stir the world to recall its innocence, the eternal thread woven into all the divine has shaped. Now that breath can hum the divine song to open ears and paint the guide's clarity for eyes ready to see. It's free at last to show every mind what it truly is, ushering them back to the divine with joy. And this guilt dissolves, swept aside entirely in the divine's gaze and its living word. Rage only bellows, blame is solid. It drowns out truth, swapping the divine's voice for a mad scribble. The body's senses take over, its clouded eyes see, its muffled ears hear. The world shrinks to a pinprick of space and a shallow gasp, and truth fades into a faint murmur. Healing offers one steady reply to this chaos, and the trembling world it props up. You've mistaken a ripple for the river's flow. You're off course, but a misstep isn't a fracture, and your stumbles haven't toppled truth from its seat. The divine holds sway always, its rhythms alone guiding you and the world. Its love is the only constant. Fear is a phantom you mirror the divine's light. To mend anything, the mentor must first let their own missteps be smoothed out. If even a flicker of annoyance sparks as they engage with another, they should pause and recognize they've chased a false thread. Then turning inward to their timeless compass, the guide they let it chart the way forward. In that moment, they're restored, and their restoration lifts their student too. The sole task of the divine's mentor is to embrace this correction for themselves. This undoing of errors, this realignment ushers in miracles by its very nature. Their own faults fade and self-blame lifts. How could they point fingers at another? And who could their forgiveness fail to touch?